Hey guys, today we are talking about the Callisto Protocol yet again. This time we are talking about a brand new DLC called the Final Transmission. So first off, I feel like I'm probably one of the few people that actually really enjoyed Callisto Protocol. I feel like a lot of people gave it a lot more hate than I feel like the game really deserved. Now, I originally played the Callisto Protocol before I played any of the Dead Space games. I said this in my original review. I'll put the link somewhere in the description or up here somewhere. And that was my first introduction into the Dead Space franchise, and originally I thought it was really great. And now after playing this one and then the Dead Space remake finally came out, I could definitely see why some people had very high expectations for this game. Now this DLC comes out and I still, for the most part, I still really enjoyed the DLC. I do have a few gripes though. The DLC itself was just super short. So this takes place right after the end of Callisto Protocol. It plays like the recap of what happened during the game, and the story picks up right after there. He wakes up, doesn't remember what happens, and is trying to get to the ship. Somehow the scientist lady is not dead, and she's kind of guiding you to the last ship. Overall, I mean, the game still looked really good. I thought it played good. The dodging mechanic is still like not super fun. After a while it kind of clicks and you can kind of get used to it. I like I said, I mentioned this in my original review of Callisto Protocol. You do get introduced to a brand new melee weapon, which unfortunately you don't really get to pretty much the end of the game, which was kind of sad because you get this like electric powered sledgehammer, which is really cool. Those big robots that you find at the very beginning Callisto Protocol, there's a bunch in here called biobots, where they kind of mixed in some of the biofuge alien stuff into the robots, and they're twice as hard to take down. But now that you got your trusty sledgehammer, they're actually a piece of cake to take down. I don't know, it felt really weird because, so first off, it just felt like that this was the actual ending of the game, and they just kind of cut it off, and they're like, you know what, we're gonna sell this as DLC. I don't know if that's what really happened. It just felt like that this was the actual ending, because the one that we got, it just kind of ends on a huge cliffhanger, and this one kind of ends on a cliffhanger too. But I mean, we'll just put a spoiler warning here in case anybody actually cares. But at the end of Callisto Protocol, you find out that Jacob is definitely dead. At least that I thought it was implied that he's dead. She's like experimenting on him, and he's got like no limbs, and like half his like face is missing. Like super creepy, super epic. But like I said, it's the final transmission, so it ends Jacob's storyline, which was kind of a shame because I was really hoping that they would make a sequel to this, and it kind of seems, I mean, they still could, but it kind of seems like that they're shutting down any future DLCs for this, any future anything for this game. Now, I said I could be totally wrong, but like I said, it just feels like that they took the last actual chapter of the game and cut it off and made it DLC. It was still really fun. Taking out the new enemies, the biophage or the biobots, was actually pretty fun. Once you get your sledgehammer, it was really fun taking out all these robots. You still have all of the crazy enemies from the base game. Now, I haven't played this game since it came out, I believe in December, and definitely there's a lot of quality of life improvements that I don't necessarily think were part of this DLC, but because I haven't played it basically since it came out, it was nice to see. The game ran much better. I was playing on the PlayStation 5. I didn't notice any glitches or anything like that, because a lot of the times in the base game, whenever you kill zombies, like they freak out or their body limbs would kind of bounce everywhere, or even get stuck in walls. I didn't see any of that stuff here. The game, of course, just like the base one, looked absolutely awesome, looked stunning. All the graphics were really good. They have a lot more skins, which I thought was pretty cool. Although I do think that they are only part of the season pass thing, which I think, I mean, obviously I bought when it first came out because I thought this game was going to be super crazy, but those were some of the DLC like little things that came with it. They have like a riot mode now, which I thought was really fun. I tried that out a little bit. A lot of fun with that. But overall, I feel like this DLC, it's weird. I feel like it doesn't really add or take away from what you experienced from the main Callisto Protocol. I do think it wraps up the story better than the base game by itself. But I also feel like if you didn't really like the Callisto Protocol like before this DLC. This DLC is not really going to change your mind. A lot of the combat is still the same. The dodge mechanic is still the same. You still have a lot of the same weapons. For me, I personally really liked the Callisto Protocol. Like I said earlier, now that I've played Dead Space, the Dead Space remake, and I can compare the two, I could definitely see how a lot of people were very disappointed with the Callisto Protocol and had very high expectations with it. I liked it for what it was. I didn't have any preconceptions of what I thought it should or shouldn't be. Obviously not nearly as good as Dead Space. Dead Space, for me, actually is one of the best games this year. I gave it a 10. Freaking awesome. But yeah, that is going to be kind of my, I don't even want to say review, but just kind of my thoughts on the Final Transmission DLC for the Callisto Protocol. It's out right now. I believe the only way to get it is to purchase the season pass, which is discounted right now. I believe it's like $15 when before it was like 30. So at least you're getting it at a huge discount right now. And that's going to be it for the video, guys. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys thought of the Callisto Protocol, what you guys thought of the Final Transmission, and we'll catch you guys on the next video.